Every 39 seconds, a cyber attack happens somewhere in the world. But here's the secret that movies get completely wrong. Most hacks doesn't happen because of some super genius typing a code in the lightning speed in the dark hoodie. They happen because someone somewhere in the world might forgot absolute basics. Whether you're a student trying to get into IT or a working professional trying to protect your company, you need to understand 3 pillars of digital defense. In the next few minutes, we are completely stripping away the boring textbooks. Instead, we are giving a real-world foundational roadmap to cybersecurity that you can understand and use it today. Let's get into it. First, we have to talk about what security professionals are actually fighting to protect. In the corporate world, this is known as CIA triad. And no, there is nothing to do with the intelligence agency. It stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Think of it as a holy trinity of data protection. Let's break them down into simple examples. First up is confidentiality. This simply means only authorized people can see the data. Think of your medical records or bank account balance. Only you, your doctor, or a bank should see that information. If a hacker breaks into a hospital database, steals patient records, and expose them in online, that is a direct failure of confidentiality. We protect this using encryption, which scrambles the data into unreadable text, so that even if a hacker steals it, it looks like a complete garbage to them. Next is integrity. This means data cannot be changed, modified by an outsider. Let's say you open your bank account and transfer $100 to your friend. In transit through internet, that transaction is just a packet of data. If a hacker intercepts that packet and changes the recipient's bank account number to their own or adds an extra zero to make it $1,000, that is a violation of integrity. The data is altered. In the real world, we use tools called hashes, the digital fingerprints for files, to ensure what was sent is exactly what was received. Finally, we have availability. This means data, websites, and system work actually when you need them to. Imagine it's a Black Friday and you have your shopping cart full, and suddenly the website crashes because hackers flooded it with millions of fake visits all at once. This is called DDoS attack, distributed denial of service, and it completely breaks availability. If an e-commerce site goes down even for 3 hours, it can cost millions of dollars in lost revenue. Every single security tool, firewall, or a privacy policy ever created in a human history is just trying to protect one of these 3 things. So, how do hackers break this triad? They usually rely on 2 primary attack methods. The first method is malware, which is just short for malicious software. This includes things like spyware that secretly records your keystrokes or a ransomware. Think of ransomware like a digital kidnapper. It slips onto a company's server and encrypts every single file so that nobody can open them and pops up a terrifying screen saying, "Pay us $5 million in Bitcoin," or "We delete your entire business database." But as dangerous as malware is, the second method is far more common because it targets human psychology rather than software code. It's called social engineering, and most popular form is phishing. Think of phishing is like a fisherman throwing a baited hook into a water and waiting for you to bite. You get an urgent email or SMS text message that looks like exactly it's from Netflix. Your payment is failed, click here to log in or your account will be deleted. The website looks identical to Netflix. The moment you type your email and a password, you don't log in. You're giving your credentials straight to the hacker. Hackers don't hack their way in through code. A lot of times, they just knock onto the front door and trick an employee to open it. So how do enterprise professionals stop these attacks? We use a strategy called defense in depth. Think of a company's digital network like a castle. If you only rely on one thick wall to protect the king, the moment the enemy climbs over the wall, the castle falls. Instead, you build multiple layers of defense. The layer 1 is the moat, which represents network security. In cybersecurity, this is your firewall. It acts like a digital security guard standing at the castle drawbridge, checking ID of every single packet entering or leaving the network and blocking anything suspicious. Layer 2 is the thick castle walls, which represents endpoint security. This means protecting the actual security devices, laptops, company phones, and servers. This is where your corporate antivirus, endpoint detection and response (EDR) lives. If a piece of malware manages to sneak past the firewall drawbridge, then EDR software acts like an internal patrol unit that catches and kills the software before it spreads. Layer 3. The Royal Guards inside the treasure room represent Identity and Access Management (IAM). This ensures that even if someone is inside the castle, they are actually allowed to touch the gold. This is why multi-factor authentication (MFA) is so crucial. Even if a hacker successfully phishes a corporate employee and steals their password, they still can't get in because they don't have random changing 6-digit code that's sent to an employer's physical phone. You have stopped them at the final door. If you are a student watching this trying to build a career in cybersecurity, don't overwhelm yourself trying to learn advanced hacking tools yet. Focus heavily on learning core networking, how data packets travels across the web, and how firewalls work. That is what will get you hired. If you are a working professional or a business owner, go and audit your account today. Ensure your organization enforces mandatory MFA, which keeps all operator systems updated automatically to patch software flaws, maintain offline and isolated data backups. Doing just those 3 simple steps can stop 85% of cyber attacks without even costing a fortune. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the scariest phishing email or message that you have ever received? Drop it in the comments below. Let's see who has the scariest story. Don't forget to subscribe for more simplified tech breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next video.